Everybody, this is Steli, Efti, one of the co-founders and the CEO of Claude.com. I'm super excited to welcome you to the session. Before Nick and Sam get the show started, I just wanted to personally welcome you and share a couple of words with all of you today. 2025 has been an incredible year for Claude. We've grown so much with your help and with your support, and we've been able to make incredible investments, especially in our technology, product, and design team. And a lot of you, especially the ones that have been customers with Claude for many, many years, have told me that this was one of the most exciting years when it comes to the cadence, the pace, the speed, the velocity of which we've been able to deliver new features, new product, and better experiences for all of you to empower you to kick ass and be successful with your businesses when it comes to selling. Now, one of the areas that I'm particularly proud of is the automation, integration, and AI side of things. Now, I'm going to be the first to admit that a year ago, we weren't maybe at the cutting edge, at the forefront of these areas, but I think over the last 12 months, the narrative inside and outside of Claude has started to really shift. And we're really excited and proud about some of the things that we've done, but even more so, what is upcoming in terms of the power of automation and AI that Claude is going to offer you and your team moving forward and into 2026. So today's going to be all about really giving you all an update of the power of Claude today, showing you ways to get more value out of Claude right away, to automate more, to accomplish more, to, at the end of the day, close more deals and grow your business faster. And we're going to highlight what is upcoming in 2026. What are the big themes? What are the things that you can look for? Now, obviously, we're here to answer any and all of your questions. And I want to say personally that, you can always reach out to me directly, Steli@Claude.com, with any questions, feedback, critique, anything I can do to ever help you. Please let me know, because I want to give all of you an incredible thank you and shout out. Thanks for being our customers. We are blessed with some of the greatest companies on earth being our partners and customers. Internally, we consistently tell each other how awesome our customers are and how much we love our customers. And every single time I get to interact with any one of you on a one-on-one basis, I come away from those conversations inspired, enlightened, energized, and just overall grateful that we serve such incredible customers. So with all that out of the way, let me give the mic back to Nick and Sam to take away the webinar.
In Slack. So with that, Nick, I pass it over to you. Nick is a product manager here at Claude in our automations and integrations area. And so over to you, Nick. Excited to hear what you have for us today.
Thank you, Sam, and hello, everybody. Super pumped to be with all of you today. The chat is buzzing. We are approaching 500 people here live, which is crazy. This is so awesome to see. I'm just like over the moon, just how awesome all of our customers are and how excited everybody is to be with us today. And so let's dive in. What is the reason why we're all here today? I really put it into 3 goals. The first one is an FYI. We have so much to share with you. There is a ton that we have shipped recently on the automation and integration side of things. And then there's definitely things that we are working on that will be available very soon, weeks, as well as some things that are further on the horizon that we were going to tell you about today. So that's the first goal, is getting you up to date with everything that is here and really starting to get the juices flowing in terms of questions that you have for us that you can take back to the team and figure out what you want to implement. And in that view, we really want you to think about, when you see all the tools and the features that you have at your disposal within your Claude account now, what can you automate as yourself or your team? There is a ton here. So what you need to think about is there anything that you or your team are doing multiple times a day, multiple times a week? And all the tools that we're going to cover today, can any of them help you automate that so you can save time and focus on talking to your prospects and your customers? And then third, trying to save you all a little bit of money, right? There's a ton of surface area that Claude covers, from obviously a standard CRM all the way to all the communication tools. And then now we've really ramped up the automation stuff. and the integration. So is there an opportunity in your sales and marketing stack to consolidate some vendors, maybe turn off a few Zaps, save a little money there, and bring it over to Close? And of course, our team is here to help you do that by giving you the information today, answering some questions, and then of course after this, be sure to schedule time with our team or reach out to us through the different channels that we talked about earlier. So that's the goal. Here's what we're going to cover. First, I'm going to go through the latest and greatest with AI and what we're doing here at Close with AI, and really some of the features that are AI enabled that you can interact with today. Then we'll go into workflows. Number 3 is a secret. We're going to hold that back until we get to it, so stay tuned for that. And then, like Sam said, we're going to do a Q&A live to pull sort of all of the most asked questions. She's working and pulling those questions together, and then we'll answer those. And of course, any of the questions we don't get to, come join us in the after party in Slack, and the details are in the chat on how to join that. So a lot to cover. We have limited time. Let's dive into it. AI. So where I want to start is with our Close Note Taker functionality. So Close Note Taker will record, transcribe, and summarize all the meetings that you have in either Zoom, Meet, or Teams. It's deeply integrated into Close, so all of those recordings and transcriptions and summaries just sync right to the meeting event in Close, assuming that you have your calendar synced. And this has been in beta for a few months, and it's been free that entire time. And so if you haven't tried this yet, I highly encourage you to go and enable this and try this, and have the Close Note Taker join one of your next Zoom meeting or team or Zoom or team meetings, and enjoy it for free. The general release is still a few weeks out, we think. We're still fine tuning a few things, and the pricing of that it's going to be once this is available for general release is still being worked on, but I have it on high authority that you all will be pretty happy with how we're going to price this and how this is going to work within Close. Super pumped about this feature and functionality. And we actually shipped something yesterday that I think a lot of you that are using it would be interested in, and that is the ability to share the meeting externally. So now when Close Note Taker has joined a meeting, and you have the summary, the transcription, and the recording, there is 3 little dots on the meeting. You click it, you'll be able to share that meeting externally with the other participants or anybody that you want. You'll get a secret share link, and you can also stop sharing with that link anytime, so folks can have that. This is great for adding this into recap emails or just referencing with other folks outside of your Close organization or anybody that you're partnering with. So that is live in Close Note Taker right now as of yesterday. Go check it out and let us know what you think, and please send in your feedback. Next up is some of the CRM helpful nods that are leveraging AI under the hood. First up is suggested actions. So we shipped this a couple months ago, but the TLDR on this particular feature is that in your pipeline view, you will see basically the opportunities that need your attention, because we detected that opportunity hasn't been touched in a while, you haven't reached out to the person in a while, and then we're going to suggest the next best move. And recently, we added the ability to surface when an opportunity needs attention via workflows. So actually, you can trigger a workflow when an opportunity needs attention and either automatically mark it lost or create a task for the assigned person to follow up, whatever you want to do. So that is there available for you in workflows today with suggested actions. This is available on the growth and scale plans. Next up is AI Enrich. AI Enrich, there's a lot here, and I'm actually going to demonstrate this with workflows in a little bit. So we'll cover a lot of that detail when that comes up. But the short summary here is that basically we've made it possible for you to prompt and hit an LLM. We're doing a little magic secret sauce under the hood to make it work with your Close data, and deciding when do we need to look at the context of the lead and data in Close versus searching the web. You know, we orchestrated this under the hood, so you don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is on any particular field, give us the guidance on how you want that field filled out, and then you can trigger that field to get filled out either manually in bulk or automatically via workflows using our update lead step that we recently released that we'll talk about a little later. So that's AI Enrich. Next up and last in the AI quick rapid fire section here is our MCP server. So what you see on the screen here is an example using N8N. This is an example chatbot using the closed MCP server. So you can build your own chatbot that uses the large language model of your choice and interact with our MCP server. So some of you might be wondering, what in the heck is an MCP server? What is MCP? And I have a very crude, simple diagram here on the screen that sort of explains what this is. I'm not going to go into super detail, but the gist of it is that in our industry, and software industry, we at Close, we want our customers to be able to have the large language models, the chat clients, access Close in a safe, secure way. And we want to do it in a way where we don't have to build it for every single client. We want to be able to have the same set of tools that work in ChatGPT and Claude and 8.8n or any other client that you have. So having one single standard to build our to build on allows it to work in any of these particular clients. So that's all technical stuff under the hood. What you really need to care about, or what matters to you or most of you that are not developers, is that you can connect Close to basically any of the chatbot or MCP clients that are popular, right? That work. So that includes ChatGPT, that includes Claude, N8N, Cursor, VS Code if you're more technical. All these work. We have really great help docs that explain how to connect each one. And we're also one of the only MCP servers in the CRM world that I've seen so far that supports writing and deleting data. So you can actually instruct the LLM, if you give it permission, to create templates for you, delete old email templates or inactive workflows or things like that. We'll show you some examples of it shortly, but that's the gist of what you can do with it. Now, a note is this connector works with ChatGPT, but it's using ChatGPT's custom connector setup. We are waiting, frankly, for OpenAI and ChatGPT to open up their app store that they announced last week. And once they do that, our MCP server is already ready to go. That's how it's going to be powered under the hood. We'll get our app submitted, so you'll be able to use it, day one, when those apps become available. But for today, right now, you can, if you have the appropriate ChatGPT plan, go in, create a custom connector, and use the MCP server directly with ChatGPT. I will note for a lot of you that there is still limited support for MCP within the OpenAI world. They made a lot of announcements last week, but they're still working on it. So what I would advise, actually, if you want to test out our MCP server today and actually get really good results, I would actually go check out Claude. Claude.ai, this is Anthropic's basically ChatGPT competitor. We use it here internally at Close, and we found that it works really well. It's very it's a lot more stable and predictable. And to help demonstrate some of the things that you could do with it, we made a little video. So I'm going to go ahead and play that video for you right now to show you how this works. Now that Close's official MCP server has arrived, you can give Claude access to Close using connectors. Once connected, Claude will have access to dozens of tools and can help you handle virtually any task. In this video, I'm going to show you 4 things that you can take off your plate today and give to Claude. Let's hop in. To give Claude access to Close, click Add Connectors and find the Close connector. Follow the prompts to give Claude secure access to the Close organization of your choice, including 3 different permission types: read data, delete data, and write data. The permissions you include are your choice, but keep in mind excluding certain permissions will limit what Claude is allowed to do. Now that Claude has access to Close, here are 4 different ways you can use Claude to save hours of your time each day. First up is reporting. You can ask Claude to generate any type of custom report you'd like. For example, I want to generate a pie chart that shows the percentage of calls by call disposition over the last 30 days. Claude gets to work by finding all of the call disposition types, pulls all the call activities, and then writes a Python script to create an interactive pie chart visualization.
We've all had that manager that wants reports to be a certain way. Now you can make them very happy without spending an entire day in Excel or Google Sheets. Now let's focus on using Claude to help you quickly identify, research, and start selling to new leads in minutes. Let's say that I work for a company that sells managed linen services to fine dining restaurants. We're opening up our service in Chicago, and I've been tasked with starting outreach and booking meetings. Claude starts by searching for the top fine dining restaurants, and once the top 5 have been identified, it starts researching contact information. Then once the information has been gathered, Claude will create the leads and close for me. In less than 2 minutes, I've got my list of the top 5 dining restaurants in Chicago loaded into Close, and now I can start making calls to book meetings. Claude can also help you manage the CRM. In this example, I asked Claude to audit my active opportunities to see which ones I should mark lost. Claude looked through Close and found 5 obvious outdated opportunities that I can mark lost. Instead of going into Close and cleaning the things up myself, Claude can just do it for me. Magic. And last but not least, Claude can help me build an outreach strategy and create workflows on my behalf. To use the same scenario from earlier, let's say I want to create a sequence that has a mix of different types of communication steps to target those fine dining restaurants in Chicago. I asked Claude to take a first stab and create a workflow for me in Close, making it super easy for me to make some adjustments and hit activate. And there we go. That was 4 quick ways to get Claude and Close working together to help you save hours of your time each week so you can focus on what really matters, talking to prospects and customers. Enjoy.
Okay, that was a run through on how you can get the most out of Claude and the integration that you can try out today. I'm sure we'll have some questions about that in the live Q&A, and happy to answer them and just share, our experience as we work and test this out. This is an emerging technology. It's changing every day. We have our top folks on it and improving the MCP server every day. So definitely send in your feedback, and can't wait to hear about what you all are going to use or how you all are going to use Claude and Close. Now, let's go and turn the page over to workflows. We're going to go through 6 new things that have come out in workflows in the last few weeks. Some of them you may have heard of already. Some of them may be new to you, but let's go through them really quick. First up is the runs view. This is a place where you can view and manage all of a workflow's runs. This helps you for troubleshooting, for making sure that the workflow is running the way that you expect it to. And we've added a lot here under the hood. So you can look at the individual step details as you see on the screen right here. You can look and filter by the particular workflow run status. And if there's a particular run with an error, we even give you a little action menu that you can go and retry the run, pause the run, resume the run based on the status that it's in. So the runs view is available now. Definitely go and check that out as you go and set up your workflows and make sure things are running smoothly. Next up is the create opportunity step. We added this just a few weeks ago. And what's really interesting about this is that one of my favorite automations to do that I know a lot of you are using are custom activities. And so one of my favorite workflows that I've seen is that when a certain custom activity is created that triggers a workflow, and then you can have a create opportunity step, and then you can reference data from the custom activity and insert that into the opportunity, all in just a few clicks using our new variable menu that you see here on the screen here. So definitely check that out. Definitely give that a try. Recently, we made some updates to how you interact with call tasks within Close. Before, this was very difficult to try and figure out what call tasks that I have to do right now versus another time based on the communication window of a particular workflow. We've made this a lot easier. Now, when you go in your to-dos, we've added this new filter menu. You click on that. You can show all of your pending tasks, as well as configure what the contact's local time is. So really just giving you a lot more control over what call tasks that you see. So you're always reaching out to the folks that you want to at any particular time, regardless of when you're actually in the CRM doing that work. So that's live now. Definitely check that out if you are using workflows to automate the call tasks that you have to make. A lot more on call tasks coming soon, but for right now, definitely check out this new filter menu. For those of you that have been using Close for a long time, you'll know that the workflows functionality that you see today has actually evolved from an original feature we had called sequences. And sequences was basically, communication steps, sort of the classic sequence builder that you've seen, from many other products, and we've evolved into workflows to make it both communication based but also operational based, sort of in the same product. And run multiple basically is enabling the ability for a workflow to trigger on the same lead, the same contact, the same opportunity multiple times, as many times as it triggers. For most cases, you won't even have to go and set this up. We're just going to automatically do it in the background. But if you go and hit the recipient and schedule button on a workflow, this modal will pop up, and you'll be able to choose between run once or run multiple. By default, if you have a communication step, an email, a call, or an SMS, we're going to set it to run once just to protect you in the case that maybe somebody gets enrolled twice. But if you want them to receive it multiple times, you could just change it to run multiple and you'll be good to go. So just adding more flexibility here on how you want the workflow to behave when the trigger event occurs. Next up, call event triggers. So we recently launched outcomes, which allows you to set or custom disposition on a particular call. So when a call ends, you could say this was a qualifying call. We reached the decision maker, we hit the gatekeeper, we left a voicemail, whatever it is, you can customize it to your sales process and to your business. And now we've made and exposed those outcomes via the call event trigger in workflows. So in this particular screen here, you can trigger with a call activity event. And so when a call activity is created or updated and the outcome is qualified, you want it to trigger. And then you can use the data from that call to update a lead, create a task to the person that made the call, whatever you want to do, it is there. So you're now able to trigger workflows off of a call activity. And last but not least, one of my favorite new pieces of functionality that we've added to workflows this year is the update lead step. Instead of talking about it, I'm just going to show you how this works. We made another quick video to demonstrate the power of this. So let me go ahead and roll the tape of myself. Just a moment.
By using the new update lead action in workflows, you can automate a lot of the tasks associated with keeping the CRM clean and up to date. Let's check it out. Here I am in the workflow builder, and I want to create a new workflow that triggers when an opportunity is won, and then I want to use the data from that opportunity to update the lead. So I'll go ahead and create a new opportunity trigger where the status moves to 1, and then I'll go and I'll use the new update lead step, and I'll start adding the fields that I want to be updated on the lead when the opportunity triggers. So let me add the first lead status, which we've had for a while, but I want to move the status to customer because the deal is now won. And then I also want to update the lead owner. So since the opportunity is now won, in this particular sales process, the owner going forward is going to be the person that closed the deal. So what I'll be able to do is use this new variable menu here to insert data from the trigger step to pre-fill the information dynamically into the lead custom field. So I'll click this and I'll see all of the applicable fields that I can add dynamically. In this case, from the opportunity, I want the user that is assigned to the opportunity. And then I want to update this customer sense lead custom field that helps us understand how long somebody's been a customer. I want to use the close date from the opportunity. And then I have a multi-choice custom field called products. And I want to use the opportunity custom field that we have called products and fill that in as well. So then as a result of this workflow, I'll know on the lead who the owner is, how long the customer has been a customer since, and then I'll know the products that they subscribe to. And I can update all of this automatically. So here I am on a sample lead, and I have this opportunity that's currently in the proposal accepted state, and the value is 5,000 one time. I'm the assigned user, and the products that they have is product A and product B. So I'll go ahead and hit save so you can see that opportunity here. And then what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to update this to 1. This should trigger the workflow, and boom, there it is. I have my lead owner filled in, the products, the date of when they were a customer, and then the lead status has also been changed to customer. So that's how to use opportunity events to update the lead in close. The update lead action also supports AI Enrich. So now, out of the box in close, you can automate the lead enrichment process without needing any third-party tools, either on the enrichment side or on the automation side. So let me show you how this works. So I'll go ahead and create a new workflow with a lead event trigger, and I want the workflow to trigger when the lead status reaches working. And I'm going to do the update lead step. And the first field that I want to add is the lead description. And since the lead description field, which is a standard field in close, supports AI Enrich, I can go ahead and you see this little AI Enrich button, just click it, and then boom. When the workflow triggers and this step processes, we'll go ahead and use the AI Enrich service to go ahead and automatically update the lead on that particular field. Let's keep going. So I also have a annual revenue lead custom field that I've also set up with AI Enrich. So I'll go ahead and select that there. I have a company size field that I've also set up. So I want AI Enrich to handle that too. So now back over at my sample lead here, I'm just going to move it from the lead status of potential to working. And then that should trigger the workflow. Now, since I'm doing a couple of fields in AI Enrich, it may take a few seconds for all those fields to populate.
A few moments later.
And there you go. After a refresh in a few seconds, you'll see that the description field is filled in. And then my 2 custom fields using AI Enrich are filled in as well. And then the model will also give you an indication on where it got the information from and how confident it is in it, just like any other AI Enrich field. So that's how to use AI Enrich with Update Lead. Really excited to see what you automate.
And rolling here. Okay. So that is the latest and greatest with what's new in workflows. All of you are probably wondering, what's next? What's coming up in workflows on the horizon? Well, I'm going to tell you about a few new things. First up, just in time for the holidays, blackout dates. So we're going to make it possible for you to create a calendar of dates of which you want email and SMS messages and workflows to not be sent. So imagine you have a bunch of workflows that send emails and SMS messages automatically, but you don't want them to go out during the Christmas holiday or New Year's Day or whatever company vacation that you have. You can now automatically set those calendars and suppress them. So what you're going to be able to do on any particular workflow is you're going to have the existing communication settings that control the days of the week and the time window. But now you're also going to be able to append one or many blackout date calendars. So what we suspect is going to happen, and this is how we're going to use it internally at Close, is that we're going to have the team calendar, like the company, annual calendar. And then for people that have their own workflows with their own communication, they're going to add their own blackout date calendar to it as well. And it'll be able to handle both. So a lot of flexibility here on how you want this to work. And as you update the calendars, it will automatically update all the workflows that carry those calendars. So this is how you add it to a particular workflow. This is a example screen of configuring and setting up the calendar in your settings. You can add a date ranges. You can also set days to recur annually. So New Year's Day, you just hit one checkbox, and then every year on January 1st, it will make sure that those messages are not going to be sent, and they'll wait for the window to open back up. We're also going to support bulk assigning. So when this feature comes out very soon, I'm sure you will have a bunch of workflows that you want your blackout dates applied to. You'll be able to go select all those workflows and then add the calendars that you want to it in one single step. So this is rolling out into beta very soon. We are definitely going to get working as hard as we can to get this out before the holidays start, so you have plenty of time to go and configure this, so you all can go off on your holidays with peace of mind and not worry about pausing workflows and resuming them or any of that. Who needs it? Just set up your blackout dates and you're good to go. That's coming out very, very soon. Next up is the ability to create an email and SMS draft from a workflow. This has been highly requested. So now when you go into an email step or SMS step, you're going to have two options. You either have it send the template automatically, or it will create a draft for you, and for the user that it's assigned to, the email or the SMS, the user that it's going to come from, it will show up in their inbox where they can review it, tweak it, and then send it out as they see fit. It will also show up on the lead view too, because it's just an email draft that's being created. This is also going to be available very soon. Definitely in the next few weeks, we'll be in beta with it. We are furiously working on it. We're almost done. And we'll be testing it internally very soon. So I'm very excited about this. Email is going to come first and then SMS very quickly after that. So we'll let you know when this is available. This has been, highly requested, and I'm very excited that we were able to deliver this before the end of 2025. Next up, also highly requested, the ability to update an opportunity. This is coming before the end of the year. Between update opportunity, blackout dates, and some other features, I made the personal guarantee to a lot of customers in this room right now that these things are going to be delivered by the end of the year, and I stand by it. The team is definitely going to work super hard to get this out before the end of the year. But the update opportunity step will be out soon. We are about to start work on it, and you have to note with this that this will be limited to start. You're only going to be able to use this on a opportunity trigger. So when a opportunity event happens, you'll be able to update that same opportunity and also do other steps in that particular workflow. But we'll start there, and then we'll expand it out over time with some of the other functionality that we need to add. So those are the three things coming out immediately. There are definitely a ton of things coming in 2026, but I really wanted to focus on what is coming out in detail between now and the end of the year. And this is what is being worked on. Things like filter steps, conditionals, all these things, webhooks I've seen in the chat multiple times. These are all things that we are actively investigating and working on. And I have high confidence that you will see some activity from us in 2026. When is still TBD. We're figuring that out. But this is what you see on the screen here is what you should expect between now and the end of the year. Beta is starting very shortly. Now, I mentioned at the top that we have a special surprise for you all. We have one more thing to share with you that's new in Close, and the team has been working on this for quite a few months. It is an entirely new surface area for us here at Close, and I couldn't be more proud of the team and what we've delivered in just a very short amount of time. And I think it's going to help a lot of you all consolidate the sort of plumbing that you have across your sales and marketing stack when it comes to your website. And just to be direct on what this is, we are going to be launching forms in Close. So right from Close, you're going to be able to create a form, embed it on your website, and automatically those submissions will get added to the CRM, and all the data will be where it needs to be. And you'll also be able to trigger a workflow when a submission happens. So instead of talking about this, I'm actually going to attempt the thing that you're not supposed to do in these types of environments, which is a live demo of the feature. So let's go ahead and hop in. So here I am in this Close example organization. Just to prove to you that this is live, I have 0 leads in this demo organization. I'm going to go over to settings and then go down into forms. You'll see that we have this new forms settings menu. I have my form that I have been working on here. So here's the form builder. You have the ability to add headers, a paragraph. I've done that here. You have your fields. This is all typical that you've all have probably experienced with form builders, but we have the added nuance of mapping these fields to fields in Close. So for instance, if I click on company name, you'll see that this is mapped to the lead name for this particular field, and then I have some ability to overwrite values and work through that. So for this demo, let me go ahead and add a new field. So I'm going to add a drop down field here, and I am going to call this which betas are you interested in trying? And then we're going to take these out of here. And we're going to do forms. That's one, right? We're going to do email and SMS drafts in workflows. That's one. And then the other one was blackout dates. We're going to have a beta on that. So add that. And then, of course, some of you want all the betas all the times. So we're going to save that. And then we're going to map this to a field. This is a lead custom field that I created before this. So you can see that working. So that was updated. So yeah, let's give this a go. So hopefully this works. Fingers crossed. Sam, if we try to go to our little website here. Oh, there it is. It works. So for those of you that want to be adventurous here, go to Claude.com/betas. Fill out this form, and then let's see what comes in. Let's see who's going to be first to fill out the form. Oh, we've got 2 in here. Thank you, Michael Taylor. I appreciate you. Thanks for filling that out. All right, we got Rubos in here. Peter, thank you for filling this out. Oh, look at all these submissions. So yeah, automatically created in the CRM. My lead and contacts are here. I'm going to go to Sam's message here. I'm sure he's going to love a little SendBlue shout out. Integrates with Close, great partner of ours. We also are testing out our 2 MCP servers working together. There's your quick plug, Sam. But here's what you see on the lead. So I have the URL automatically pulled in. You have what he was interested in with that custom field connection. And then we have a new activity type with form submissions, and it's going to automatically add all the fields that were filled out with the submission. So what's great about this is you don't have to worry about mapping every single field to some field in Close. There are some cases where you want it mapped, and then there's some cases where you just need this data as part of the form submission. You don't need to store it in lead custom fields or contact custom fields. So we're going to have that data here for you saved, and then you can imagine triggering a workflow on and filtering by any type of submission that somebody does and what have you. This will also work in search, so you'll be able to go to form submissions and go filter down and see, show me all the form submissions that have X, Y, or Z. And we had 39 people fill this out. That's really great. So that is the first public close form ever used right here in this webinar. Super pumped about that. Thank you all for your participation and working with it. So yeah, that's forms. Again, just a quick rundown of what we just talked about here. You're going to be able to create forms and embed them anywhere that accepts HTML. You can map the form fields to CRM fields directly in Close. The leads and contacts will be created automatically. Day one, you'll be able to trigger a workflow when a form is submitted to set up further automations, and the beta invites will start as early as next week. So filling out the form is not the only way to get access to the beta. Your customer success manager, it has you on their radar. They will reach out to you. We'll have many ways that you can get access to this beta, including for those of you that are in the Slack community. So do not worry if you don't need to fill out the form. That was just a demo. But the folks that did fill out the form, will definitely get them on the list. So you will hear from us soon. You'll get an email from us when forms has been activated in your account. If you don't see it in a few weeks, just reach out to us and we'll be sure to get you on the list. We're going to roll this out in batches over time. So that's forms. One last little announcement, and then we'll go to Q&A. I know we're running over time. I can do a few minutes over. Hopefully some of you all can too. If not, we'll see you soon. Catch the recording. But forms is going to be available on all plans. So forms, if you're on the solo plan or the scale plan, you have access to forms, no restrictions. We want you to add your forms to wherever you need on your landing pages and your website, and you don't need to worry about what plan you're on. All of that is just going to come standard with Close out of the box. No add-ons or particular plans that you need to be on. It will be included. Q&A. Sam, what do we got?
Oh, we have so not much, Nick. I'm a little overwhelmed just in the last like 30 seconds here. I think I got a couple of good themes that we can pull on. You kind of already talked about webhooks. Let's address webhooks. It came up a lot. How do you see webhooks? This is something we are aware of, the demand on, we're working on. Talk to us about how you see webhooks and solutions for that.
Yeah, it's definitely at the top of the list. It's something we definitely want to address in 2026. 2025 has been really going at the foundational layer of workflows and trying to get all of the sort of prerequisites filled in order to support something like webhooks in workflows. So I'm very confident about all of the progress we made so far this year to be in a place to where we can address this in 2026. I can't give any ETA right now, but it is definitely on our radar and towards the top of the list. Hopefully, in the new year, when we all get back from the holidays, we'll be able to put an ETA on it. But as of right now, I can't. But we're aware of it, and it's both types of webhooks, right? It's the trigger event happens somewhere on the internet, and I want that event to be sent to Close to do whatever I want to do. But then also when an event happens in Close, I want to send a webhook event out. We are planning to support both. Maybe not at the same time, but that is definitely on our radar and something we want to do. And we know that this is a big blocker for a lot of you to turn some of those Zaps off and get them into Close. So we are working as fast as we can to make that happen, and I hope to have more details on that soon.
Yep. Okay. Thank you so much. We also had a lot of questions more toward the beginning about like Claude versus ChatGPT for different use cases, paid plans, not paid plans. I saw our support team answering questions, like questions about is there an upcharge to use these from Close, or do I need a paid plan with Claude and ChatGPT? Can you speak to that part a little bit? And also like, we've definitely had a preference at Close of, which LLMs are working the best for us for our own MCP usage.
For sure. That's a great question. And the answer is that it changes every day. Anthropic, OpenAI, and the others are just constantly changing their pricing because they're in such a competitive mode right now. They're all throwing billions and billions of dollars at this. And so with all of that, CapEx going into the market, it's going to vary wildly day to day. Today, October 22nd, for the most part, to use connectors, to use MCP servers, you need some sort of paid plan on the Claude side of things, as well as OpenAI. How much access you get is dictated by which plan that you have. But so yeah, that is definitely what you have. Now, one hack or workaround is you can use N8N and use the LLM of your choice, and that is purely consumption. Now, N8N may charge you. I think you can create some automations for free, but you can, for very low monthly plan cost, you can set up sort of your own chatbot and have completely API key usage to either Claude Sonnet or GPT-5 or whatever model that you want to use to keep costs low. So that's one workaround that you can use if you don't want to pay for the sort of, I forget what they call them today. They're all like ChatGPT Plus or, all those different ones. But I expect that to change over time as MCP becomes more widespread and more support gets adopted, as well as just competition. Competition is going to force all these folks to make this, free, at least to try. So hopefully that happens soon. But for right now, you probably got to be on a paid plan to make that work. But don't need to worry about it from the Close side. We're including it, on any plan. You just have to worry about which client you're going to use.
Cool. Makes sense. Thank you. Okay, last question, and then we're going to do tons of follow-up in the after party. So please join us in Slack. I'll post the community link here while Nick is answering my last question here. But let's talk about, so we talked about the automatically create an email draft. Kelly asked, is there a way to have Claude look at emails within Close and automatically create an email draft ahead of or based on a specific prompt? and then list it in our inbox for review. So since we happen to cover those, using Claude and email draft for review, do we have plans to have these things come together in some way?
I can go a step further with this than I was able to with webhooks. We are going to make it possible in email and SMS steps to reference the trigger data, create a prompt, and then have that email or SMS step create or generate an email draft for you to review, tweak, and send. We will have that in workflows in the first half of 2026. I don't know exactly when in that first half. We're still sorting that out right now. I'm hoping Q1, but that's obviously up in the air. A lot of moving things right now. But we will. Our approach to this is that in the email and SMS step, you're going to have the option to basically write a prompt, and in that prompt, you can reference the data from that particular workflow and trigger to compose, generate those emails, and it'll show up in your inbox. So yes, we will have it. ETA first half 2026.
Cool. Okay. A couple of minutes over. Thank you everyone for joining. That's all I've got. I just posted the Slack after party link. Come join the community. You have to join using that link and then go to browse all channels. And we're going to be in October 22nd webinar after party. That's where we're going to be next.
Thank you all. We'll see you there in the after party. Thanks you all for joining. Have a great rest of your day.
Sync the rhythm, lock and flow. Build a pipeline.